you know, but it is extremely important that you practice. Okay. If you don't practice, that means you are not learning. Okay. Your learning curve is not moving up. Okay. If you continue practicing, because you are in this sort of situation, okay, where you can now if you work on this, you can improve your skill. But if you, let's say, leave it, okay, and don't pay attention, then definitely you won't learn it. Okay. This is something like a deciding factor in your life. Okay. Therefore, if you take it seriously, you can definitely you can learn. Okay. But if you don't take it, you don't practice, don't read every day, do not write, do not do your assignments. I know you guys are busy. It's not like, I'm sure all of you guys are busy. Okay. In Pakistan, everyone is busy. Okay. They say in English, look busy and do nothing. Okay. Therefore, in Pakistan, all people are busy. They look busy and do nothing actually. But I mean, uh, by all means, that is all right. I respect that. Okay. It's not a problem. Okay. But the problem is you need to engage, in a serious yourself in a serious sort of practice, so that you will learn and you will make a difference. Okay. And obviously, this way you will change your life. It doesn't make anything to me actually. We have in last, last 2 weeks, we've been trying to in last 2 weeks we've been like working on tenses. Okay. And I just try to explain tenses through through the text. Okay. In a text I explain you how to actually in a reality how you can see language moves. Okay. In in tenses. Okay. Or in like different situations. Okay. How we use language in tenses are like present. If you want to say something in present, you use tenses. If you want to say something in past, you use tenses. If you want to say something like future, you use tenses. If you want to say something like ongoing, your task is ongoing, you use tenses. If your task is you know if your task is like if you have completed your task, you use tenses. Okay. And if you have been doing you've been working all, since you have started the task, it's continuously going on. Okay. You use tenses. Okay. Therefore, we use, this is like a grammar. We learn how we can express our different sentences or different situations in English language. Okay. That's what we are doing here. Living in a city, a life in motion. Okay. Living in a life in a city, in the big city, is like a continuous motion, like, non-stop you are like doing things. Okay. Living in the city, a life in motion. Okay. In a city, life is continuously going on. It's like it never stops. In a big city like Lahore, like, other cities, it never stops. People around the world have been moving to cities for decades. Okay. People around the world have been moving to cities for decades. Okay. Searching for better opportunities, education, and healthcare. Okay. Therefore, now we have here, like, the tense we have used here is, if you guys can see that this is a people around the world have been moving. Okay. This is like have been like two helping words we have used here, have and been. And then, we have used a verb plus ing form. Okay. It shows that it's been going on. This practice is going on. Okay. When you say people around the world have been moving to cities, that means this practice was going on in the past as well. This practice is going on in the present as well, and this practice will continue in the future as well. Okay. Therefore, this is an ongoing practice. You cannot say that this is like for the time being, it is like it is relevant to whatever I'm doing now. No, it is actually ongoing. It is like continuously ongoing. Okay. It was in the past as well. It is in the present as well, and it is in the future as well. When you say people around the world have been moving to cities for decades. For decades mean like for one decade is 10 years, okay? And for decades mean like for like long time, God knows. Searching for better opportunities. Why they move to cities? They are searching for better opportunities, better options, better facilities, okay, education and healthcare, okay, education and healthcare. They have been moving to cities. Urban life has been attracting millions. Okay, urban life has been again. If you notice this, has been attracting urban life like a city life. Urban life is a life in a city. Okay, urban is a urban area. Rural area is a village, and urban area is cities. Okay, when we say talk about urban, it is like we're talking about cities. Okay, when we talk about rural, we are talking about villages. Okay, rural is villages. When we say urban and rural and urban. Okay, urban is cities and rural is like in villages. That is rural area. You know, therefore, rural is village and urban is cities. Okay, urban life has been attracting millions. Okay, urban life is not like it's not like again. It's not has been means it's not right now. It was the practice was going on in the past as well. It is going on in present, and it will be continue uh, going. It will be continuous in continue. It will continue in future as well. Okay, therefore it's like it's in the present as well, past as well, and it's in future as well. Urban has urban life has been attracts people. People like it. If people attract when when something attracts you, that is you like something. You want to do it. This is something like attraction is like something you feel like more. You are driving towards that thing. Okay, attraction. If something attracts you. Okay, attracting millions who hope to improve their lives. Okay, yeah, attracting million people. Okay, urban life has been attracting millions who wants to or who hope to improve their lives. Okay, they who all those people they want to improve their life. Now we can see here, we can see here this is like in this sentence is in present simple present or present indefinite. Okay, this sentence is in simple present or it is in present indefinite. Okay. Therefore, who helps? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain you. Urban life has been in the sense because it's been always. When we say now, okay, if we say the difference is if I say, look, the difference is if I say this the same sentence, let's say if I say the same sentence, okay, let's say if I say the same sentence, uh, people around the people. Sorry, just Can you guys hear me or not?
Yes,
Hello?
sir, here.
You can hear me. Okay, that's good. Okay, let me explain you guys again. Uh, Okay, now we have here, you know, the massive migration has been changing the way cities look, feel, and function. Okay. Now, like someone asked me the question that why we cannot, why we are not using like why we are not using just one moment. People around the world have been moving to cities for decades. Okay. Can we searching for better opportunities, education, healthcare? Okay. This is our sentence. Uh, okay. Let's do it like that. There is a Okay. Now we have people around the world have been moving to cities. Okay. We can say we can say that what we can say people. Okay, we can write people around around the world. We have people around the world have been moving to cities. Okay. Now, if I write people around the world is moving to city, mean right at the moment, you know, they are moving right at the moment. Okay. If I say is moving to cities, that means right at the moment they are moving, to cities. Okay. But if I say people, let's say if I say people around the world move to cities. Okay. This is like, is moving is like right now, or moves mean that they always, it is like that. That always it is like in simple present. This is a simple present. Okay. This is simple present. And this one is present continuous. Okay. Present continuous. Okay. This one is present continuous and this one is simple present. Okay. But we are doing present. Okay, we are doing present perfect continuous. Okay, that is like this one is the one sentence we have here. Our the first sentence is people around the world have been moving to cities. Okay, they have been. This practice is ongoing. It was there in the past as well, and it is there now. It is ongoing as it is now at the moment as well, and after that it will continue. Okay, that this sentence means that this practice will continue. God knows for how long. Okay. But if I say people around the world is moving to cities, that means right at the moment they are moving to cities. Okay. Right at the moment they are moving to cities. Okay. But when I say people around the world moves to city, that it is like a practice. It's a habit. It is like, it is like something like, people they do that. Okay. Something like it's in present, simple present. This is simple present. This is continuous. And this is present perfect continuous. Hope you guys understood that. Therefore, we have people around the world have been moving to cities for decades, searching for better opportunities, education, and healthcare. Okay, like it's been going on. God knows for how long. Okay, when we open our eyes, we notice that people were it's been going on. People have been moving to cities. Urban life has been attracting millions who hope to improve their lives. Okay, urban life has been attracting millions. Okay, therefore, if I say urban life is attracting millions, that means at the moment, right now, it is attracting. There is something going on, and it is people are moving. Are moving out of villages and they're moving to to cities. Okay, but it's not like that. Urban life has been attracting. It's been ongoing. It was in past, it is in present, and it will be in future as well. This massive migration has been changing the way cities look, feel, and function. Okay. The massive migration. Migration is when you move from one place to another. Okay. Migration is when you move from one place to another. Okay. Massive is huge. Massive is huge. This huge migration has been changing the way cities look, feel, and function. Okay, this massive migration, this huge, movement of people, okay, or influx of people has been changing the way cities. Okay, it has been changing continuously. If you see, what is the situation in a city like 100 years before, you will see that still people were coming to that city. Okay, if you see like 50 years before, still you notice that people were coming to. If you see now, people are moving to cities. Okay, if you see in the future, it will continue. Okay, therefore the massive migration has been changing the way cities look, feel, and function. Okay, so it is it has been changing the way cities look. Okay, look and feel and function. Okay, for many years, government have been struggling. Okay, therefore government have been struggling. Again, government have been struggling. Okay, therefore for many years, government have been struggling. For many years, government government have been struggling to keep up with this rapid urbanization. Rapid is fast, rapid response. Okay, fast response, rapid response forces. You you might have heard about rapid response forces. Okay, they have in military, they have rapid response forces. Like, fast, quick response. Rapid is quick. For many years, government have been struggling. Government struggling, trying. Government is trying to keep up with this rapid urbanization, with this fast urbanization. That cities becoming like you know people are moving to city. City becomes more popular. Okay, urbanization is cities when cities become more popular. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, urbanization is when cities become more popular. We can say rapid fire. Rapid fire, we can say the rapid fire. Uh, okay. For many years, governments have been struggling to keep up with this rapid urbanization, with this fast-paced urbanization. Urbanization is like cities are becoming more popular. Cities like people are moving to cities. Like in Pakistan, you will see like the whole burden is coming to like these to these big cities like Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, Peshawar, Quetta. There are like many people are moving to from different villages. Therefore, it's like a rapid urbanization. You know, City planners have been designing new infrastructure. Okay, they are like adding new colonies, new like areas. Therefore, they are trying to add new areas to cities. City planners have been designing new infrastructure. Okay? They are working on they are working on new infrastructure. Okay, they have been working on. Okay, city planners, like in every city, in every modern city, there is always a city planner. Okay, you can't. You can't do and you can't make buildings without planning. Okay, like in UK, you cannot construct any building without planning. Okay, therefore we call these city planners. City planners have been designing new infrastructure while engineers have been constructing new roads. Okay. Therefore, engineers have been building new roads. Okay. Engineers have been building new roads and bridges, new roads, buildings, and bridges. Okay. Despite these efforts, the population in most cities has been growing faster than the systems built to support them. Okay. Therefore, population in the cities, despite these efforts, all these efforts, that they are trying to, design new buildings, but what happened that they cannot cope with the people. More people are coming to cities and they have less facilities. Okay, the system cannot support them. Okay, despite these efforts, the population in most cities has been growing. Okay, that it is continuously growing. Okay, it was growing in the past, it is growing now, and it will grow in the future as well. Since the start of this decade, people have been facing several challenges. Okay, since the start of this decade, since the start of this decade mean like this 10 years. We're talking about the one this like we're talking about this now. It is 2025. We are talking about this decade, which is like starting from 20 to 30. Okay, this decade. When we're talking about this decade, that means 20 2020 to 2030. Since the start of this decade, people have been facing several challenges in urban life. Okay, several challenges in urban life. People have been facing several challenges in urban life. Okay, in cities, people have been facing many challenges. Okay, traffic. Ji, please ask. Please ask if you want to ask a question. Ji, do you want to ask a question or what? Hello. Since the start of this decade, people have been facing several challenges in urban life. Traffic congestion, for example, has been causing daily stress for commuters. Okay, congestion mean traffic. Where is traffic congestion? Yeah. Since the start of this decade, people have been facing several challenges in urban life. Traffic congestion. Again, this is a word called congestion. We, some people they pronounce it as congestion, but it's not congestion, it's congestion. Congestion, for example, has been causing daily stress. Okay, again, we have has been calling, okay, has been calling daily stress for commuters who have been spending hours on the road. Okay? Commuters are people, they travel for work. Commuters are people, when they travel for work, we call them commuters. Okay. When you are traveling from your home to work, we call you commuters. Okay. Like lots of commuters traveling in Lahore metro. For example, has been causing daily stress for commuters who have been spending hours on the road. Okay, who have been spending hours on the road. Okay, this is again present perfect continuous. If you guys can understand this, hopefully, you know It's not difficult. Definitely you should understand. Pollution levels have been rising. Okay. It was there as well. It's constantly rising. That's why we use have been rising. Okay. Because it is constantly rising. It was in the past. It was rising in the past as well. It was rising in the future, in the present as well, and it will rise in the future as well. Okay. Therefore, that is the reason we use pollution level have been rising. And city dwellers, people, when dwellers mean like people, when those people they live in the city. Okay. City dwellers mean like people, they live in the city. City dwellers mean people who live in the city. City dwellers have been complaining about the quality of air. Okay. Therefore, people, in other words, people have been, complaining about the, if you talk to people living in cities, they always complain about the quality of air. They always, you know, if you like 5 years before, if you just if you remember that when you met them, they will say, oh, it's polluted. We cannot. About Lahore, if you take an example of Lahore, if you just 10 years before, if you went there, people were talking about, you heard people were talking about pollution. Okay, then if you went there like 5 years before, it was like the same situation. If you even go there now, you will find the same situation. Okay, and if you even go after like 5 years, you know after 5 years you will find out the same situation. Okay, therefore that is why we say people have been, dwellers have been complaining about the quality of air. Okay, scientists have been conducting. Okay, scientists have been conducting research to understand the long-term effect of this pollution. Okay, there were scientists even, in the past they were working to find a solution, for this long-term effect of the pollution. Okay, or in present they are working as well, and even in the future they are working as well. Scientists have been conducting research to understand the long-term effect of this pollution. Okay, they are working on this to find out what is the long-term effect of this pollution, while government have been implementing. Okay, government have been implementing. Okay, therefore, since God knows when, if you see all the governments, they were working on, working on implementing new policies to reduce emission. To reduce emission mean, exit, when you have these dangerous, gases. Emission means to spread of dangerous gases, like this smoke through emission is like a CO2. Usually they call carbon dioxide. Okay, when when you just exit too much carbon dioxide through like these smokes, it causes really it really pollutes the air. Okay, government have been implementing new policies to reduce emission. Okay, to reduce this these poisonous gases emission, emitting poisonous gases in the air. Meanwhile, businesses have been thriving. Okay, businesses in cities always progressing, always flourishing. Okay, therefore, meanwhile, the businesses have been thriving. Okay, in these urban areas, startups are like a new companies. When you open a new company, we call these startups. Startups and tech companies have been popping up. Popping up mean like, again, they people like open new companies. Okay, always in, if you meet if you read newspaper, you will find out like people always like in cities they are starting new companies. Okay, it's not now, it was in the past as well, it is in the present as well, and it will continue in the future as well. This is very common practice that they have like popping up mean that they popping up something like, pop up means coming out. Okay, coming up. Popping up is pop up, or popping up is coming up. Entrepreneurs have been the business. Entrepreneurs are like people who do business. Okay, people, they do business. Entrepreneur have been creating. Okay, this is like have been creating. Again, this is a Okay. Entrepreneurs have been creating new apps and platforms to solve city problems like traffic, food delivery, and housing. Okay. Therefore, entrepreneurs are working, they're constantly working. They were working in the past as well, and they are working in present as well, and they will work, continue their, making, making these, making more like, what do you call, more like, these processes more simple and straightforward. Okay, they are making these entrepreneurs are making these processes like they are, no one heard about Panda, Food Panda. Now we got Food Panda. No one heard about so many deliveries. There is like a company in the UK called Deliveroo. Therefore there are so many things going on that you sit down today, you order something, you will get it tomorrow. Otherwise, you even sometimes you go to market and you don't get what you want to buy. Okay, but here now in the UK, if you look something, you order now, you will get it tomorrow. Okay, therefore this is so much fast. Entrepreneurs, business people have been creating new apps and platforms to solve city problems like traffic, food delivery, and housing. Okay, investors, people who invest money. Okay, those they invest money. Investors have been pouring money into innovation. Okay, investors, they have been pouring money into innovation. Innovation is like making things more modern, making thing more like user friendly. Okay, making things more trendy. Therefore this is called innovation. Okay, investors have been pouring money into innovation, hoping to catch the next big idea. Okay. Therefore, investors are, if you got an idea and you speak to an investor, he will happy to, fund, your idea. Okay. He will happy to, finance your idea. Okay. Whatever the business you have in your mind, they will, they will fund it. They will support it. Okay. They are like, they play like that. Okay, because they get more margin. Startups, investors, they get more margin when they, when they fund startups. Okay, when they fund new companies. Okay, and like young, entrepreneurs, when they do startups, then investor, they like, funding those sort of like opportunities. They think like they are young, they are hardworking, they are like innovative. Okay, therefore they will work hard. The idea is really novice, it is new, therefore they will definitely, it will hit and they will make money. That's why they fund it, they finance their idea or their business. As a result, the job, okay, investors have been pouring mean like putting, like pouring water in this glass. I continue pouring water, and it will start spilling out, okay, coming out, spilling out mean coming out. As a result, the job markets has been shifting. Okay, as a uh, the job market has been shifting. Okay, therefore, again, it is, important thing to understand is that the action is like continue. The action is, is like it's continuous. It was in the present as well. It was, sorry, it was in the past. It is in the present, and it will continue in the future as well. As a result, the job market has been shifting, and many workers have been learning new skills to stay relevant. Okay, many workers have been learning new skill. Okay, therefore, this is a learning new skill again to stay relevant. Okay, to stay like up to date. Relevant mean to up to date. With the follow the new trends. Okay, before that, no one heard about Chat GBT, generative AI, but now everyone is talking about generative AI. Okay, like Chat GBT and these so many other things. All these we call them generative AI. Okay, Chat GBT, these Gemini, these like Copilot, all these everything what you heard about AI, we call this uh, generative AI. Okay. generative AI. Education also has been transforming in the cities, okay? Therefore, education all has been transforming in the city. Changing, transforming, changing, okay? Transforming means going through a change. Transforming, going through a change in the city. Schools and universities have been adopting digital technologies. Okay. Now, before that, no one heard about digital technologies. Now we all are familiar with digital technologies. Okay. Digital technologies mean like we are these uh, our classes are delivered online. This is like a digital technology that I am talking to you now. Okay. Otherwise, we are sitting. You guys are there, and there's a time difference as well, but still we are talking, we are like, I am just teaching you guys, I am talking to you guys. It's because of technology. Now, schools and universities have been adopting digital digital technologies. Okay, and like we pay with the card payment, we just do with the card payment. We have mobile phone. There's so many things change. It's like a social media. Before that we need to order. We need to go and get the delivery, but now it is like, if you order online, you get the delivery as well. So many things are continuously changing. Teachers have been using online tools. Okay, like, teachers have been using online tools. Teachers have been using online tools to reach students more effectively. Okay. And students have been, therefore, teacher has have been using mean that they were using in the past as well, in the present and in future as well. Students have been participating in virtual classes. Okay. This is a virtual classroom. Virtual is like a virtual classroom that actually. Okay, this is a virtual classroom. Okay, this is actually classroom is like it is a classroom. Okay, but it is a virtual classroom. Virtual mean like it is not. It's not a. We are not sitting in facing each other. Okay, but it is like it's a kind of virtual classroom where we are like sort of like talking to on like a through media or through like we are just using these technology, and we are just combined. We are like connected, and we are just working. Yes, exactly, that's what it is, exactly. Students have been participating, okay, participating in virtual class. Okay, now virtual classroom is that it was you guys have heard about virtual university. Okay, virtual university was where they have classes online. Okay, where they have, before that we have Ilama Iqbal Open University, where they send you material and then you work on. We call this distance learning. Okay, but now nowadays we have like a virtual university that you are sitting in Pakistan, and if you want to do PhD or masters from somewhere anywhere in the world, you can just take admission and you can start working on. You can attend classes online virtually, and then you can submit your assignments, you can do everything sitting in Pakistan without coming here. And educators have been focusing is again, this is a you know educators have been focusing physically. Yeah, it doesn't exist physically, you're right, exactly. Have been for past tense. Yeah, we use have been means like we use have been for what about past we are using. Yeah, when we say we have been, that means it's going on in the past as well, and it is in the present, and it will continue in the future as well. Okay, that means this is my habit. This is something I continue doing. Okay, I continuously I am doing this. Okay. The digital revolution has been shaping, okay, has been shaping the future. of education has been shaping the world. Okay, therefore look at this the way we have has been and with the verb plus ing form. Okay, we use has been. All the above I have underlined. I have just colored for you guys, highlighted for you guys. All these are we has, have, or has, have been, and the third form of verb. Okay, ing form of verb. The digital revolution has been shaping the future of education, especially in crowded urban center. Okay, therefore it's changing the future of education, changing the shape of the world. Okay, especially in crowded urban center. Okay, in urban centers, crowded places, you digital revolution is like, you don't need to go to school. You can sit at home and then watch, your class, recorded class or live class, and then submit your work. As I said earlier, culturally cities have been evolving as well. Okay, culturally now there is a different culture. If you live in a city, you will see the difference. Like 10 years, 10 years it was different, now it is different, and in future it will be different as well. Okay, evolve mean that you are like continue, you are getting either better or worse, or evolving mean like you are going through a continuous process of change. Evolution is a continuous, evolve or evolution is a continuous process of change. Okay, that is a system or a process which is like transforming you. Okay, which is evolving. Okay, and which is changing, which has been changing. Okay, culturally, culture as well. If you see the culture in Lahore, it's been going on. It's like it was different in past, now it is different, and in future it will change as well. Okay, artists, musicians, and performers have been expressing their experience. Artists artists, musicians, and performers have been expressing their experiences through creative work. Okay, now on YouTube is inundated with so many sort of like creative work, music, this, party ho rahi hai, or all these nonsense things, and you call this creativity. Okay, creative work, or you can, this is full of YouTube, and the social media is full of these, creative works. We call this creative works, and people are making millions. You can make as well. Streets art has been appearing. Okay, before that no one heard about street art. No one care about if someone is painting in the sitting in a street and just painting a wall or something. Now people care about, people give importance because of the awareness, because of the, now people appreciate those work, those sort of like people. Okay, those sort of art. Street art has been appearing Street art has been appearing in public spaces, turning dull. Dull mean dead. Dull, dead, not fashionable, not like nice walls into vibrant. Vibrant is a colorful. When we say vibrant, it is a colorful canvases. Okay. Vibrant is colorful. Canvases are, canvases are different surfaces. Okay. Communities have been organizing events. Okay, communities have been organizing events. Okay, this is again we have present perfect continuous. Communities have been organizing events, markets, and festivals that celebrate their diversity. You know, communities, different communities, they get together. Before that, it was difficult. If you see, maybe 10 years before in Lahore or in different cities, you will see like just one community lives there. Okay, it used to be like that. Okay, that there is just one community you live there. Okay, but now what happened, there are like many people living together. They don't care about that whether you are Jat or whether you are Butt or whatever you are, like, they live together. Okay, communities have been organizing events. They have like events, they join, they get together, events they enjoy. Markets, there are like markets as well. Festivals as well, they have like festivals, they celebrate together, that celebrate their diversity. Okay, and then they appreciate diversity. They in UK, they appreciate that. If you are like a black, they appreciate your history. Okay, if you are like Asian, they appreciate your effort or struggle that you have been going through, or you have been doing all this time. Okay, similarly, white, Moroccan, Arab, uh, it is called diversity. Okay, it is called diversity. All these different type of people. Okay, we call them diversity. People from different background have been blending their tradition. Okay, now, you know these traditions, these things it becomes something else. It just it is blended. It's something like a completely different. Now we have some festivals. We are like celebrating even Hindu festivals in Pakistan as well. We are celebrating, like, every sort of like, because of living together, whatever good thing you find in other festivals, you just use that. Okay, and then you celebrate those things. Okay, people from different backgrounds have been blending their traditions. Okay, they mixed up their traditions, their like customs, their cultural things. Therefore, it's been like, because when you live together, when when you belong to different cultures, different part of cities, different areas, then when you started living together, then you become like, you give birth to a new culture. Your culture is always evolving. Okay, therefore you are like, giving birth to something new. Okay, therefore it has been going on. Okay, it has been evolving, which has been enriching the cultural life of the city. Okay, enriching mean making it more lively, more like thriving, more progressing. Okay, this is again, enriching is something, your experience is enriching. Experience means something more lively, more enthralling, more like captivating, more like, uh, this is called enriching the cultural life of the city. In recent year, urban residents have been demanding more green spaces. Okay, therefore, urban resident. Now we heard about green world. Okay, everyone wants like a green, green spaces. Okay, it's just, uh, we call this sustainability. Like like, this. Sustainable, which is like, which is like a, friendly for all these, nature. Sustainable is something with or green spaces are more like, close to nature and preserve nature. Local authorities have been responding. Okay, local authorities have been responding. Okay, they are responding or replying. Respond mean replying. Okay, by building parks. Okay, now local authorities are challenging, are addressing those challenges that are arising, because of urbanization. Okay, like in Lahore, you guys can notice that there are like more parks. They are like, building more parks. They are building, more like, planting more trees. Okay, green spaces, where, you can enjoy. You can, that green space is even, good for the weather as well. Local authorities have been responding by building parks, planting trees, and promoting eco-friendly habits. Okay, therefore they are promoting these. The local authorities, they are working on building parks, planting trees, and promoting eco-friendly habits. Citizens have been volunteering. Okay, citizens. Now, before that, there was no concept of volunteering, but now there is a concept of volunteering. Okay, that you are like, you work free of cost. You help other, for the sake of community, for the sake of like, people. You want to teach freely, or you can, this is like a volunteer yourself. Okay, like I volunteer myself to teach you guys in cleanup drives and environmental awareness campaign. Okay, citizens have been volunteering in cleanup drives. Okay, cleanup drives are like, tomorrow we decided that we will clean our cities. Okay, and then we run a big campaign or movement. Okay, and then, people are like, students, everyone, they get together and they started cleaning dirty, areas. Okay, and environmental awareness campaign mean, like, again, just teach people like, don't waste water, don't burn, coal, don't like cut trees. Okay, therefore these things are like creating environmental awareness. Okay, these efforts have been contributing. Okay, these efforts have been contributing. Okay, these efforts have been contributing. These efforts have been contributing to a stronger sense of community. Okay, therefore these effort, when you are, that is the reason, when you are like, when you have awareness, when you take like take steps carefully, and when you are worry about your your environment, then this is all creating a stronger sense of community. Okay. In conclusion, city life has been offering both opportunities. Okay, again, this is a present perfect continuous tense. Okay, city life has been offering both opportunities and challenges. There are opportunities and challenges side by side. If you are in a city, you face challenges as well, and you will have opportunities as well. It's not like you will have opportunities and there is no challenges. Okay, like there are advantages as well, and there are disadvantages as well. Okay, people from all walks of life have been adapting. Okay, adapting mean when you are learn to live according to the situation. Okay, adapting mean when you learn to live according to the situation. Okay, adapting, growing, and contributing. Okay, with the two helping verb, he has used three main verbs. Okay, look at the way he wrote this. Okay, that with two helping verb, have been adopting, have been growing, and have been contributing to a dynamic environment. Okay, dynamic environment is ever changing. Dynamics, there are two things: statics that cannot cannot change. Okay, and dynamics that can change. Okay, therefore two things are static and dynamic. Okay, therefore dynamic environment is always changing. Okay, it's not static. Inclusion city life has been offering both opportunities and challenges. Okay, there are advantages and there are disadvantages. People from all walks of life have been adopting. Okay, they make themselves used to live up to the conditions, up to the problems, whatever is growing and contributing. Okay, uh, from all of walks of life, growing and contributing to a dynamic environment. Okay, therefore they are growing and contributing to dynamic environment. As cities continue to expand, individual and communities alike have been shaping their own urban future. Okay, as cities continue to expand. Okay, therefore this is a universal truth. Okay, this is a universal truth, and we used in present indefinite. Okay, this is as cities continue to expand, this is a universal truth. Individuals and communities alike have been shaping their own urban life. Okay, therefore they are individuals and communities. They have been responsible for shaping their own life. Okay. जी समझ आ गई कि नहीं?
जी सर, जी सर।
Any question if you want to ask any question?
Sir, what about exams? How
Exams?
how I check myself?
How do we do assessments, something like that?
Yes, sir. What is my level of English language?
What is your level of English language? I give you assignments, you are doing, we will inshallah find out, don't worry. If you continue working, then that means these are assessments that we do. Now you are almost how many of you have done?
Not completely, sir. Something are missing.
Just do completely, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't miss anything. Okay. Now we have in this present perfect tense, what we have done actually, we have done, you know, we have done, this is a present perfect tense. Okay. This is a present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. Okay. What we have done has, have, plus been or plus verb and plus ing form. Okay. Now, if you see, if it is singular, then it has been. Okay. If it is plural, then it's have been. Okay. And now you guys can see that what the way we have used I highlighted all these, for you guys to understand that how language moves. Okay. This is the way to understand. If you do not focus, do not try to understand, then obviously you will not, it will not help you. But if you, dynamic environment, I told you guys that dynamic is like that is continuously changing. Okay. Environment dynamic is something which is continuously changing. Okay. Now I have highlighted all these for you guys. Okay. Now it's your job to go home. I will give you recording and you listen to this again and again and go through a couple of times and then you will never forget in your life. Okay. But if you don't pay attention and do not go through this, that means you will not learn. Okay. Net issue. Okay. No problem. I will just share, I will share the recording of this. Yeah, I will do that. That's not a problem. Okay. Any other question? Anything else you want to ask? Practice. Without practice, you can't learn. I tell you honestly, okay? Practice. This is very important. Okay. At least 2-3 hours. And uh, don't lose temperament. Okay. Just continue practicing. Don't give up. Okay. If you just maybe have a gap 2-3 days and don't practice, don't work on your English, you will forget. Okay. I'm telling you guys, if you are not practicing, if you every day you do not, whatever, remember that whatever I said, that first time when you read, focus on your pronunciation. Second time when you read, focus on your vocabulary. Third time when you read, focus on your grammar. Fourth time when you read, focus on your content. Okay. Therefore, if you are not doing that, I'm telling you guys, you will not improve, or the improvement will be very slow. Okay. Therefore, this is the high time for you guys. Focus and learn. If you do not focus, I mean, like, don't practice, you will not learn. Now you have like a tons of material. I have my recorded videos. You can ask me, or you can uh, you can just go through, you can watch them. It is in the group. But if you don't do that, it's your choice. I mean, like, what can I do then? This is your choice.